had many different situations where we just knew that we could do this. We just knew it. And so we all showed up for individual healing and transformation, and then as we got further and further into the configurations, as we were always guided, it was never anything that had to do with the mind. In fact, there were times where we had a debate about that, but the mind has to be a part of this. And I would always hear, you're never going to get through this doorway with the mind. You're going to have to get through it with the heart. And we did not understand that until much later, right? It took us a while. It took us a while. So we have done configuration after configuration after configuration, which then transitioned into activations. We were guided to move about the country, going and doing interdimensional work. But we sat in a room and we started visioning. We started saying, okay, Spirit, show me where I am to be. And we figured out fairly quickly through the guidance, we each have to know where we are to be. Each one of us, if we know that, then we can put this big, huge global mosaic together. And so that was the work. We ended up walking the world. We ended up anchoring codes in that are still going on. And we began to realize that the individuals, each one of us in that room, were actually downloading the template of our lives moving forward. We are all going to work together. And there's this huge global mission that's very scary right now, because how on earth are we ever going to do this? And yet we've all been called together. This is a work. This is what we've been born for. This is our work in our lifetime. And that's when it began to dawn on me. I see all this time that I've gone through all these experiences has led me now, and it's galvanized into this global mission. It's to balance and stabilize the global grid of consciousness for what's coming, because there's huge, enormous changes coming to the earth. So we call upon only that which represents our highest expression. We are here to listen and to honor, to fully honor thyself, and to honor the other, As we listen, we invite all angelic beings of light, ascended masters, the intergalactic councils of 12. We recognize that we are the 13th pillar of light. We recognize that we are here to shift the entire grid of consciousness. We recognize that we are all one.
I know that we, as beings of this planet, of the Earth, are here for a specific purpose, and the light work that we do is part of that purpose. It's activating parts of the grid.
I have a knowing that this is a new way of creating, and a new energy has flowed onto this planet that has not been here before. So in other words, this moment, this day has never expressed before, this moment has never expressed, and this new way of creating has never expressed. We're not doing just another cycle on this earth. We're doing a whole new way of expressing.
My name is Carol Fitzpatrick, and I'm the co-founder for the Center for Planetary Awakening. And I'm the vision holder for our global project, which is the building of 32 global light centers around the world. The gift that I've been given in this world is to have inner sight. I'm both clairvoyant, I see, hear, feel the higher dimensions. And so I'm very aware of the light beings that are here. And the work that I've come here to do for the shifting of global consciousness is I serve as a catalyst for shifting global consciousness. And I'm very, very aware that the way that we're doing that is through the power of the individual. It is the individual that is shifting.
But when we are going through and lifting people up, that raises the vibration. It raises the vibration of the humans. It raises the vibration of their contacts that they make during that day. It raises the vibration of the collective human consciousness, and it raises the vibration of the earth. It recharges the grid. It just, it's bringing your energy in and putting it out fully. Being present in this moment, not worried about tomorrow. Just concentrate on the person in front of you.
One of the more unknown aspects of our work, and probably least publicized because it's a process that we've been learning as we've been going. The blanket term for what it is that we are doing is grid activation. What does that mean? What does grid activation mean? I would say that the process is Carol will download information about being in very specific locations. So she says, I see a certain type of energy system here at this spot. I see another at this spot right here, which might be across the continent, and then another one forming a triangulation of these energies. And they all need to be in these spots at the same time and aligned. And so a party of us will go here, a party of us will go across country, and somebody else will be here maintaining this spot. And at a certain time, we will all come back together in the sense of our consciousness. And this creates a field, creates a very specific geometric, sometimes sacred geometric patterning that in some way is shifting not only our consciousness as a group, but shifting something on the earth.
I think that's what we're meant to be doing here, is fully living and not escaping. Either escaping our bodies or escaping from people. I mean, a little of that goes a long way, a little of being completely alone. But then I think we are to be interacting in the world. It's just been an amazing journey.
We're feeling all the cracks and the crevices of consciousness in Middle Earth. This new grid of consciousness balances and stabilizes the energy systems that are aligned with this new frequency that's coming into the earth. If you're not aligned with it, I really don't think you're going to be staying here. Since I've seen, by 2024, I only see about 25% of the population left on Earth. That hasn't really changed. I'm not saying that we're in for a race to save the earth. That's not it at all. What I've come to understand is that the earth is changing. And you don't have to look very far beyond GMOs and toxins and all of the things that are happening in the world right now to recognize that there's some really major things that are happening that are not life-sustaining.
Of course, you can't ever get totally through that. There's always going to be some little filter that's happening. But my work and my personal work has always been to release those layers that really aren't serving me, and in my work, of course, not serving others.
In my life, at the time, I was living a regular, normal life like anybody else, and my inner side activated, and I started seeing energy forms, light bodies. I saw all kinds of things, and it did not fit anything about the context of my life at the time. But I decided, because I could feel the sense of God essence within me, that I was being guided, I'm being protected. I need just to allow this because I don't really understand it yet.
I just know this is a new experience, and so I don't really know Ascension on that level, but the one thing that I do know is there's all these realms, the Archangel realm, and there's the star beings and whatever that means to whoever, and then there's this realm. And I do know that this new creation and this new way of being is everybody really coming together with pure heart.
And what's really, really neat is when you can get everybody coming in on the same platform, showing up and being very present.
As we're raising the vibration, our own vibrations, we're contributing to the consciousness in general of humanity and raising everyone's vibration little by little.
Then at some point, my vision started opening wide enough that I started seeing past, present, and future probability. I saw a lot of things that are not pleasant. They're very scary when you first see these things on the level of human nature. But I wasn't seeing them from that level. I was seeing them, I was somehow way up high in my consciousness. I wasn't feeling them in my body, and I had the understanding that I was to speak about them.
Sometimes I get very clear visions, and other times it's colors and feelings in my body, and it varies all the time. And sometimes words just pop out.
Well, when I spoke about them and the people in the room became extremely fearful, my light brothers and sisters became extremely fearful, something said inside of me, maybe I should not be speaking about those things.
Along the way, day by day, I tried to keep in the flow while I was feeling fears coming up around all these things. And I know that I've been so protected and so taken care of.
And then I began to recognize, no, actually, I think I should be speaking about these things because we have the capacity within us to shift them. If we can clear the fear, the collective fear that we hold in our human consciousness, we can actually change the probability of the energy patterns that we are running through our lives right now.
I was definitely going through some darkness of
what am I doing with my life? And always knowing that I wanted to serve, and knowing that I am serving and I have served. And
because I didn't have the understanding at first, but I was seeing what I was seeing, and then as I slowly but surely started to speak about what I was seeing, and this, I have to say, a lot of this was happening was post 9/11. And the stuff that I saw about 9/11 and then after 9/11, I mean, 9/11 is going to look like child's play by some of the stuff that's coming our way. I'm being shown. So if you don't have the understanding to really know why something is presenting itself to you, and I talk with a lot of people whose vision they've opened very quickly, and they're in the same boat that I was back then. The difference is they're sitting inside their human consciousness, and it's very scary to them.
I mean, there's probably more chaos to come, but from chaos comes new beginnings. You acknowledge it, but you don't go there. And especially keeping out of that fear, you know, not allowing the fear to drag you into the lower probabilities.
I was somehow blessed not to really be so connected to my human body at that point. I was seeing it more the way that maybe an angelic being might see it, or someone from kind of an airplane looking down, but seeing the scenes and seeing what's happening and seeing it from a global level, but not somehow it wasn't connecting into my emotional body. And so what I learned from this is basically that was prophetic for me in a way. It was telling me that my vision was going to open up. I wouldn't necessarily have the understanding, but there it would be.
They're saying you have been 17 in number for the frequencies coming from the intergalactic federations of light. We wish for you now to consider that as you shall be coming together, as you gather at that particular geopathic stress zone, you shall come together and allow the totality of the 32 star tribes to anchor in. You shall create this moment in time where it shall become a pivotal point in this reality creation. You are to recognize that the Stargate, and they're kind of pushing, Stargate is opening. The Stargate is opening now. It shall stay open for a period of approximately 10 to 12 of your earthbound reality creation of what you understand as a day or a 24-hour period, you see. And you are to understand that this energy that you shall embody shall remain within you, and you shall be moved around the earthen plane here for you to understand how you are to create. You shall tell the others here that are positioned up and down the eastern seaboard, especially that the pivotal point of this particular grid point shall be shifting en masse, you see. You shall begin to understand that as the codes for the new human are to anchor in through this Stargate, you see, and you shall recognize that as you shall be establishing the first of the 4 points along this quadrant meridian grid, you see, that you shall recognize that all is quite well. So you shall go forth here today, now, and to tell the others that all is quite well, you see. So they're showing me like a Celtic cross, and we're to take sort of like a compass and line ourselves up. They're saying, pay attention to the 38th, what we know as the 38th parallel. 38 and 117 are two coordinates that we're focused on. So I don't even know how we're going to go about doing that, but that's our direction for this morning. And they're saying it's the incremental shift of the rotational spin of the Earth that we are lining up in this particular grid point. For when that occurs, we're working literally with the year of 2017 here, but we're preparing this spot right here to really be in that awareness of this particular grid access. This is like a focal point for the North American tectonic platelet. They're saying, yes, if you look here from where you are and you follow the line up through the American Northwest, up above, going up and over, you'll find that you are working to help to balance and stabilize the earthen plane. They're showing me Yellowstone with a volcanic activity there going up and over. They're saying this is a point in which we are not asking you to prevent what is to occur. We are asking you simply to anchor the points, for these light centers are located at these particular pivotal points for the balancing and the stabilizing of these tectonic plates in present moment. So I'm going to be quiet now and ask all of you, each of you, to anchor in what you're sensing and feeling as we just drop into the stillness a little deeper. What we're doing is we are moving forward on the inner guidance and the visions and the knowing that comes to us, that we're connecting with it. So therefore, we step out on faith that we are to go and to experience. And what we're doing is we're looking for, if you will, the word looking, we're looking for the energetic match. We're getting to the time in our lives now that the visions and the knowings that we've been connecting with since 2009, and actually it goes back much earlier, I started having these different visions and understandings about the world forthcoming as early as really 1989. It just, as I look back, it was a progression. And to see the mosaic of life, the way that it's unfolded with the group of people that we have, that we're co-creating with, and how magically, I mean, this has been totally magically, how Spirit really has caused us all to just sort of magnetize to one another. And so for me, it's such a feeling of family in a very deep way. And it's soul family, it's light family. You know, as a child, I used to absolutely spend hours and hours and hours looking up at the clouds and feeling nature around me and just feeling this total love of humanity. And I just knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that everybody had the same feeling inside of them. I mean, I just knew it. But here we are fast forwarding years now, right? A lot of life having been lived and a lot of hardship and pain and suffering through the learning process. Here I am. I'm playing, I'm dancing, I'm co-creating with my soul family. I mean, oh my gosh. So the fact that we're actually walking the land now, you know, we're merging the visions and the knowings that truly we have birthed into form. We're literally walking now in 3D the visions that we've been connected with for years. And to me, the last trip that we took to North Carolina in the mountains, in a way, was the most thrilling trip, because it was truly what we saw in our inner vision. And then we walked the land, and we saw and we felt, not only with our higher senses, but suddenly we saw, we felt, we touched, we smelled. What did we see? I saw the magic of the land, the healing nature of the land. I saw and felt nature embrace us as we recognized the sacredness of us coming onto the land and the people that are to follow. It was just such an incredible moment. When we start to open sacred space up, and I get this upwelling of joy, and then I open my eyes and I look around, and suddenly the land is alive, and you can see the nature spirits that are holding the space for the land. And especially when we go into areas that are just, that where the land has been so honored by the people, that's when they're the most alive. And all the experiences just within that power-packed afternoon, everyone felt it. Everyone knew it. In a way, they knew that they had come home as well. It was an apex of our experience because it was deeply peaceful, and yet there was a profound sense of recognition that the way that we have been guided all along, where we say at times, we must be crazy. We must be crazy to know that there is something more here that we're not yet experiencing in the physical. But let us keep going. Let us keep going because we're trusting within us that there is something more. So the 3D experience was even made more powerful. And now what we're doing is we're co-creating, we're partnering with the group that actually purchased the land that they're going to be building a light center on, a light birthing center. And they've asked us to come into vision with them. And we're going to move forward on that.
Skita utashona away to go est na eta yeto ya. Utashona skita we na este yanta ukuna eta ya. Ayona gaska talagi ani toy na heta yo. Skita utashona we shona ka we ka onda yeste ya. Away ne gatsa in este no ya. Today ya ko na e kada ya. Che no ko na eta ya. Thank you, Creator. Thank you for this day. We thank you for the beauty that surrounds us. We thank you for the wind and the trees. We thank you for all our relatives that live, and we thank you for the waters that flow nearest to us. We thank you, Creator, for the opportunity to come together this day and to honor the earth and honor all life. We thank you, Creator, for the opportunity to see the beauty with the vision that you have given us. To live life in unity and brotherhood and sisterhood and join together as one, Creator, to restore faith and love and hope in the future.
A global light center is a group of souls who are magnetized to one another to amplify light. That's the very essence of a global light center. That there's purpose, that they know that they've come together for that purpose. We've also learned that structure, and particular kinds of structure, helps to amplify the feeling and the knowing of that light. And so the global light centers, once structure is ready to be anchored into form, will be built upon the new grid lines of when the Earth is going to make that shift in its rotational spin. And so they're all going to be built in concert. So first the souls show up and self-identify their particular locality, and then the building takes place.
One of my deepest connections has always been with nature and the earth. I really do have a love affair with the earth, and I haven't looked at the earth as my mother. I've always looked at it as my beloved, in a way that I actually found impossible to express. There's just such a deep connection that I have. I always feel like someone that does something against the earth, no matter if it's a fish or a tree, it's actually an affront to me too. That's how connected I feel with the earth.
We are not to do the building in the sense of the energy systems being there. You know, we don't start off with building. Buildings are a natural outcropping of the centers themselves. Some will be biospheric structures. They'll be healing centers. Some will be built into the side of a hill. Each center will be a bit different depending upon what that particular locality is designed to be. We're not the ones deciding that. It's going to be decided by the souls that are showing up there. We definitely know that North Carolina, for us, is a training center. We've also seen very clear visions that it's for the children. There's going to be a huge influx of children without parents. We've seen that as early as 2017. We don't know why that is. We don't know how that is, but we definitely know that there is a very strong community gathering together to cradle these children and to really provide a safe haven for them. In fact, we've heard the words over and over again, safe haven. Now, the center in New Mexico is going to be a place for very quiet, deep meditation and the anchoring of star technologies to help us in the building phase of the project.
I'm getting a signal for us to hold hands and create a circuit together, inviting these beings in. They're saying, yes, as you gather by the river and honor the nature spirits here today. They shall work with you. They shall be in your stead. They shall carry the messages of the angelic realm and the divine masters who are governing this sector of the galaxy. You are by divine providence here with us, and we are here with you. We are here to help you. We are here to help you to understand and to see that as you walk the land and put your feet firmly upon the ground, and as you see, hear, and feel what is before you truly, that you shall recognize that all is quite well. We shall show you the way, yes, and you have been good listeners. You have been following your heart so clearly and so completely. We say to you, my sons and daughters of the light, that as you shall be recognizing and as you shall be creating in this very moment, you see, you shall truly recognize that all is quite well, you see.
Thank you. To recognize that you think sometimes that you're making a mistake and you doubt yourself, but at the end of the day, Spirit never, and the guides have told me this over and over again, you shall not fail. That just told me, take all the doubt off the table, once again, wipe it away, know that you're doing the right thing, know that you're following your heart, know that, that you can trust every ounce of information that anchored in today. You can trust that there's significance to there. We've done the work in the holographic field. We've shared our information, but that really, the information is secondary. What we did today, this morning, as we closed out our weekend together was really the thing that formed the whole pattern. So we've got the pattern now for building for the next 3 years on where we're going to anchor. And then we together, we are going to join with our interdimensional guides, and they are going to show us the template. And I personally believe from our conversation that Mark actually has the template within him now. And he's just, all he has to do is hold space. And he's got it, and we're going to get it, we're going to recognize it, and we're going to go from there. We know that your heart is so very pure. We do know this. We know that as we have called you forward, and you have answered the call of your heart, we recognize that as you are creating, and as you are growing, and as you are accepting love and honor, into your awareness, that you shall be guided. We shall show you the way through the doorway. As you say, the doorway is now open, is it not? Is it not? The doorway is open, and you have merely now to step forward with your heart of hearts and know that as you do, you shall indeed be shown the way through, you see. We are here to help humanity, to ascend, you see. And we say to you that is as it shall be, you see. And so really what they're saying and they're showing me is that all is truly well. At no time do you ever feel that there is a lack of guidance. There's always guidance for the asking. And as you align with that feeling within you, you'll sense it, you'll feel it, and you will be guided. And so what they're showing me is they've got this pool of energy set up, this pool of energy. And they're reminding me they have called these energy systems forward, you see. We'll all be aligning to that energy that we are together as a collective. And as we step through that doorway, through our heart, there's information, there's understanding, there's visions, but more than that, there is a magneticism of creation that goes out in all directions with our soul, collective soul imprint on it, that draws all the resources and all the people that are meant to flow into this project, to send a signal out to them saying, we're ready now. We're ready now. And that's really why we're here this weekend. That's it. Infrastructure, land, and water. Those who are facing inward are here to support this Trinity. We know that the land speaks clearly to us. And we know that the water is our lifeblood. We also know that the infrastructure that is to be built is to be most honoring of all. We also know that for future generations, we are building this for the children that are on their way. And so with that, we also know that the plant and the animal kingdom is what will show us the way.